Welcome everyone to the latest Comics Etc. book club featuring your two favourite hooligans, Remy and James.
Don't do that.
How are you, Remy?
Fine.
We don't sound fine. Is everything alright, buddy?
Yeah, just you. Shut up. Alright, you go first.
I'll go first.
Well, let's recap.
So what happens is every single week, month, Remy will recommend me a book I've never read and I'll recommend him a book.
And we don't know what it is till we get it.
And then we read it and we let each other know what we thought about it. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a book that we think that they would like. And I'm surprised that we've been doing this now for like 5-6 episodes and we haven't pranked each other yet. So, except for that time where you gave me the wrong book.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Who wants to go first?
I said you go first. Do you not listen?
Pretty much. I do. So, okay, basically, every month you also can save 20% off by using the code. Last month's code was Bill and Ted, so if you want to get 20% off on these books
for a limited time,
you got like 48 more hours by the time this video comes out. You can do it. If not, at the end, you've got the next batch. So Remy recommended to me the Moon Knight Epic Collection, Bad Moon Rising.
where it started.
Yeah, now I'm going to start off by saying this is the most difficult book that I'm ever going to review, and I'm also going to say I actually really enjoyed it. But the reason why I find it very difficult to review is that it's not really a coherent story all the way through.
It starts off as a bit of a jumbled mess.
But so that's what makes it difficult. I liked it, and I'm glad I read it, but I can't review it because
But you can.
So how do I put it? So, okay, this is my first time ever reading an Epic collection, and what this one in particular does is it reprints the first appearance of Moon Knight all the way through to issue 4 of his ongoing series. Now, as you can see, it's actually a pretty thick book, and if the ongoing series is just pretty much that much of the book, the rest of it is just his early appearances.
But there are some cool.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, I really enjoyed it because I saw the evolution of a character from a creative standpoint. In his first appearance, he's just an assassin who's been hired to go after the Werewolf by Night. And he's a bad good guy in it. By the end of it, he's done, he goes away. By his second and third appearances, they flesh him out a little bit more each individual time. And you can actually see the creative team in it going, oh, hang on, we're onto something here.
We can give him his own series.
Yeah, let's tweak this and kind of change the character into something we think will last a long time. You're going to have to help me a lot here. So one of the big personality things about Moon Knight is the fact that he's got multiple personalities, correct?
Yeah, he's always fighting with, I think it's 3 different...
The main personality, the Bruce Wayne rich one?
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so. And that's why I was a bit confused because a lot of the early appearances isn't that. It's him being an assassin
again,
or something.
because they don't really show his personal life until they get into his own series.
They do a little bit in the Marvel Spotlight issues because we're introduced to Frenchie. Hey!
It's his helicopter driver.
Yeah, it's kind of like his sidekick, Alfred.
So he has, like, that's his big mode of transportation, is his flight plane. And that obviously evolves over time. Yeah, then what's the other personality? He's got the more...
He's got the cab driver and
then
he's got the assassin.
He's like a cab driver confessions dude.
I would recommend reading it. And it does make me want to read more, not necessarily Moon Knights. So I would love you to actually recommend me another Moonlight later on, just to see if I still like the character. But I really recommend this as an Epic collection just to see the evolution of character development.
Well, in Moon Knight in general, they do keep the trait of the split personalities over time.
Yeah.
But they sometimes just change, obviously, like the character of Frenchie changes a lot over time.
Really?
But they usually keep it pretty straightforward. So that's why I enjoyed reading all the different eras of Moon Knight. But
and
they're good for, like, the epics are good, like, obviously, if you want to get a start on a character.
Yeah, so I do recommend it.
Good.
I actually am, like I said, I'm very glad that you gave it to me. So this definitely gets a yeah. It gets a yeah for sure.
All right, well, I reviewed the big book by Keanu Reeves and Matt Kint.
The big book of British teeth.
The BRZRKR. So this one was massively hyped. So remember when we got the first issue, everyone was talking about it. Because obviously it's not very often a celebrity such as Keanu Reeves comes along and does a comic. I would really love to see how much input he had in it.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, like, I'm not saying he hasn't done it. Sorry, Keanu, if you get offended.
If you're watching, sorry.
But I do want to know how much he said, and then they just took that and went running with it. The first thing I'm going to say is this is very similar to Old Guard. So if you haven't read Old Guard, it's about immortal people and they're kind of like soldiers. This is about an immortal soldier. So the interesting thing though, I'm going to say I was quite surprised how much I like this.
Really?
Yeah, so reading the whole, so it's 3 volumes, which is a whole arc.
Yep.
And without spoiling anything, it definitely will keep going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I was curious about that.
Yeah,
okay.
so 100%. He's an immortal warrior. He was around in caveman times.
Yeah.
There was a town, village where his parents lived, and it kept getting attacked and pillaged, and it kept going, and finally the people of the village sent out a prayer asking for something to help.
Yep.
And then, shut up. I've got it. I don't care. So then it's his mum, but I'll explain why it's a bit complicated. So she prays and gets pregnant via lightning.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
How 2 babies occur?
Shut up. So, yeah, he is considered a god because he's been sent to help, and he is so powerful that he can just fight everyone.
Yep.
And he gets to a point where it's berserk mode, which is why it's called Berserker, where he loses control and doesn't even know what's going on. So kind of like how you drive me usually. And yeah, so what gets interesting is he takes out the whole problem. They don't have a problem anymore, but his dad gets greedy and wants to keep going and take, like, it's almost like he's so obsessed with taking over, thinking someone's going to attack, that it gets to him. And
isn't that always the case?
Yeah, you get too big for your own boots, Nathan. But the cool thing is it keeps flashing and showing in different eras of what he was doing. But then he's working for the government. He wants to die.
Oh.
He wants to be able to finally go, I can be mortal.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because he's sick of living through losing friends, people, and he's learned not to fall in love because he always outlives them. And it shows over time how many people he's lost.
That's interesting. I like that.
And the government are saying, we've got this solution, but you need to do stuff for us.
Okay.
So yeah, it was actually a really cool story.
Yeah.
And I like how they took the immortality part and actually made it like he does want to die. But they don't. Really, they don't know. They don't know like how the berserker happens and what, because I think they want that power.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I read the very first volume only, because I don't like coming into these things not knowing anything about it. What I really liked about it, at least the first volume, because I think the first volume is 4 issues.
They're all 4 issues.
Oh, there you
go. So it's actually quite a quick book to read.
So the 4 issues is just his origin. And I found it really refreshing that you've got a character, like, let's say, like you said, a Wolverine Invincible type character there, where they don't leave his origin a mystery. It was really good actually seeing, oh, okay, he's...
Well, I didn't realise how far back.
Yeah, we literally see his birth going through to him growing up. And I thought it was a really interesting, cool way to do it.
If you like violence, you will love this. It is so over the top.
This is important to mention.
Out of control, like... So if you're a fan of Crossed or like any of those over-the-top violent books,
violence,
Uber, like all those...
Keep that in mind, actually.
Because there are decapitations, there are arms getting ripped off. Yeah. It is like he literally gets decimated to the point of almost ash and he comes back.
Yeah, so those really gory scenes of Invincible, if you watch the TV show, this tops it. It's very violent.
So that is another thing. He can literally be extinguished, but then he gets reborn.
So like Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, and he comes back kind of like when the Terminator comes out and he's naked. He's like,
I'll be back for breakfast.
Give me your shirt and jacket.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're really good at impersonations if you
get to the chopper.
But yeah, look, very surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And I actually want to read because I know there's those spin-off stories like that. And I want to know...
Book of B.
Yeah, I want to know what they're about. So I'm guessing they may be showing other stuff through different ages of what he was doing. But yeah, really good book.
So what would you rate it?
I'd rate it good. A good book. I'm not doing anything. Remember, you've ruined that forever. It's so sad to think that book club has been ruined eternally because of this idiot.
Good news for everyone. I speak very fluent Remy, and right now he's giving it a...
No!
Yeah.
Stop
He's
so
definitely given it a yeah.
many times
There's
I
no
wanna
way you
swear.
haven't given it a yeah. Okay, if you were to give it a rating, would it be a yeah?
It'd just be good. Read it. It's great.
And you can by
if you're
using the
into if you're into violence, if you're into if you're into anything over the top, this is a book for you.
Wait. I think it's very fair though. I think it's a bit unfair so far that we've mentioned Keanu. Yes, he's the celebrity name attached to it, but it's really important that we say that the writer is Matt Kint from
Department
H and Mind Management.
He's very good.
He's
he
an
does all those
excellent
Spy Superb things, I think.
Yep.
Very good.
Really good. And the artwork is by Ron Garney. So they deserve to get credit.
It's obvious that he did his research and got a good team. Because
he found an immortal, buried him in a hole. It was a lot of research.
But it was great.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. So you ready to swap presents for next time?
Swap books, yep.
No, because it's Christmas time. You get a present.
Well, it's November, so you're an idiot.
I'm sorry, but right now it's like a month till Christmas.
So not Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Close doesn't mean Christmas.
Yeah, there we go. Why don't we swap at the same time? Like a Secret Santa.
Go.
There we go.
This feels small. I feel like this is a compact edition.
Who knows? Just saying.
Yep, it is.
Okay, so...
Nailed it. Earth 1, Wonder Woman. So... This is probably one of the only ones I haven't read because I've read Batman, Green Lantern, Superman, and they were good. So I'm not opposed to this.
So good. I chose this because I'm pretty sure it was the only one you haven't read, and we keep talking about compacts nonstop. That I wanted you to actually read one to see if you do like the format. So that's what I got for you. And now Nintendo 64. Thank you very much.
So the reason why I wanted you to read this is because I feel like you haven't really read much Black Label stuff.
I have, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
not much
and
at all.
this looks like interesting because it looks like Batman around the Prohibition era, and
I
sort
love
of
noir,
and it's mobsterish, and the art is both doing
really
DC, but
that's how the dice rolls.
Do you see what we're doing? No.
So that's how the dice rolls. We don't know what each other's picking.
So I'll read it myself too. So
very good,
I
thank
want to
you.
know.
I
want to know.
Yeah, very good. Okay, that's good. Another good pick.
But what are we doing as the code?
What about Mobster Mash?
What about
the Mobster Mash?
Or Bathman?
Oh, Bathman. But how are you going to spell it? Like Bathman?
Bathman.
Bathman.
Yeah.
All right. BATHMAN
is the code
to save 20% off these all month. So
Bathman.
You can join us.